Okay, so a couple of weeks ago I managed to drop my phone and completely shattered the screen. Now, amazingly, it worked okay for a week or so, but then one of these chips in the bottom fell out and that just completely ruined the touch screen. It was glitching and touching the wrong place and all kinds of things. Now, I had already ordered a new screen for it, but that about 4 weeks later, there was no word of it. It hadn't been updated on tracking information or anything. So I gave in and bought a new phone, which is the Redmi Note 9 from Xiaomi. And I've only just set it up. But the test is now, the point is anyway, it's not going to be a huge loss if I can't get this working, but I am going to try and see if I can get this working again. If anything, so that I can get, if nothing else, so that I can get me photos and stuff off it, or screenshots and things. But other than that, I mean, even if I do get it going very well, I'm probably just going to keep using the other one now that I've bought it. So, funny enough, the touchscreen and the new phone arrived on exactly the same day, despite being ordered about a month apart. And the good thing with this kit is it comes with theoretically everything you need to replace the screen in one of these. Annoyingly on this, which is an Honor 20E by the way, annoyingly on this phone, the touchscreen and the screen appear to be, well, you could say annoyingly, but anyway, they're all one assembly, so you basically get this frame with the screen and everything in it already, which is about, this was about 35 quid I think, but the difficult bit is going to be taking the main screen, the old screen off without completely ruining the phone. So I understand what the first thing you do is, well, I'm going to take these all out and take a look at what you get in here. So there's this thing which has a fairly thin looking edge on it, and then a couple of these which all have nice fairly thin edges on them, so they're obviously for pushing in underneath here. But I think the first thing I should do is fire up my heat gun and warm the back of this for a while. So I'm going to cue some music while I'm doing that, because that's going to absolutely deafen you otherwise. Okay, so I'd say that's probably warm enough. I don't really know though, but let's see. So the next thing obviously is to try prying this off, and I'm going to try and do that as quickly as possible because I know, I mean, this is just immediately going to cool down again. So I don't know if there's any particular place you're meant to start with this, but we'll try in here. And that's just ruined that. Well, that's useless. Let's try under here with this one. This one's a little bit thicker. I did watch a video on how to do this before I started, but I mean, frankly, it wasn't much help, let's be honest. And that's ruined that one as well. Let's try it. What if I sort of stick it like that and sort of pry underneath it? I can tell this is going to go well. I'm cutting my hand with the edge of this. Let's see. There's another one of these, but I don't want to ruin the other one because I've already kind of ruined this one. Let's see. This just isn't, yeah. I don't want to ruin the plastic because the back of this has to stay here. Which of these is the ones that, yeah, right, hang on. I wonder, do you do the corners first? That might help matters. Yeah, I can tell why they sent so many of these, because I am going to ruin them all in a matter of minutes with how well this is going. Oh, flip, there's a crack in that one. Where's my knife? Let's see. What about a screw? The edge of a screw is bound to help matters, isn't it? I really don't want to do that. Right. The heat is completely gone in this now. I mean, that was a completely wasted exercise. Let's see. I could pry it up with the edge of this wee screwdriver. It has a fairly flat edge on it after all. Oh, we're getting somewhere now. We're getting somewhere now. Hang on. There you go. You see, forget your stupid plastic prior-upper things. Good old screwdriver doesn't go, it never goes amiss. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Yes. Now, is it going to screw up when I go around the corner? I should point out, the battery in this is flat, so hopefully even if I manage to put a hole in the battery, it'll not be too violent. I've had several bad experiences with LiPo batteries in the past, but that is to be discussed another time, I think. Okay. Now, funny enough, this edge seems to be a bit tighter than the rest, but we're getting there. And there we have it. Now, it appears, there appears to be, if I can just get this last little edge up, there we go. Now, there appears to be a connector to the touch sensor. Now, I wonder if I have a little pair of tweezers to remove that. Put a tool in. Yes. These will do that. gonna have to take my headphones off so I can see better. Why do we do that? Have you ever noticed if you're in the car and you're looking for a road, you turn the radio down so you can see where you're going? Don't know, it's just a weird logic thing, I think. Either that or I'm just completely crazy. Maybe I'm the only one that does that. There we go, that's that connector off anyway. So we need to keep that bit, so I will set it with the case. And there's the inside of the phone. And I have bent that horribly, but okay. Interesting. Now, slightly concerningly, this is different inside from the one in the video I watched. But I am going to use my instinct and remove these screws up here. And I'm going to, I'll tell you what, I'm going to get something to put those in. Right, now that, yes, this box is far too big for these screws, but oh well. Tell you what, I'll just put the whole thing in there, and that way you can keep an eye on them while I'm working. Oh come on, you old thing, you. There we go. So theoretically this should be a matter of removing just all the screws, pretty much, I think. Oh, Oh, jeez. I realise this isn't the most exciting video in the world, but this, I don't know if you can even, oh for flip's sake, a lot of that's probably been out of frame, hasn't it? I'll move you down a bit, there we go. Anyway, I don't care how this video goes, I've gone to the bother of recording it, it's going to go up, I don't care. Unless I do something really daft, obviously. But, yes, that must be the near-field communication coil there, I'm assuming. Let's go ahead and see if this will remove. Let me use this wee plastic tool for that. Oh, hang on, there's a screw still there. Come on, screw. Out you go. There we go. Right, let's try taking that out. That still doesn't want to come out, so there's a few more screws down here. Of course, the only problem is, when it comes to putting this back together again, I will have no idea which screws went where. Absolutely no clue. And that is when the swear words will start to come out. Go on, you old thingy. I'm staying fairly mild at the moment because I don't know. But it may get worse later. I will try and not to. Oh. That seems to be underneath that frame somehow. I'm reluctant to push it too hard. Oh, just hit you there. That screw will not come out, and I don't have a magnet handy to try and persuade it a bit more, which is rather unfortunate. Let's see. I'm wondering, does this coil need to come out? I don't want to just peel it off unless it needs to be peeled off. I think what I'll do is I'll try and remove this from the top half here, like so, and then we'll see where that leaves us. Just so I've got one side out, I just need this side out, and it's under there quite well. Actually, I bet you that is a hidden screw. Yes. Good thing I didn't force this then, or that would have been permanent. Right, so this should be more cooperative now. Just remove that. Yes, just two gold contacts there for the near field communication antenna. Set that in there next. I've noticed the camera is now sitting up. Not sure if I'm responsible for that or not, to be honest. But anyway, so next, this connector has to be removed, which I will do. No, I don't want to do that with anything metal just at the moment. So we'll remove that. I'm trying to be gentle with this, but it doesn't seem to be responding to gentle. There we go. There we go. Okay. So what's the next plan of action? There's some scary warnings here, but they're in Chinese, so I mean, that's not really of much addition to me, is it? I think this is the battery connector, so I'm going to remove it carefully next. There we go. So theoretically, oh hang on, I'll also remove the touch connector. So I think the plan is you peel this up, and then that should help you to remove this battery without puncturing it, which is something I would prefer to avoid if possible. That does seem to be very well stuck in there. Let's see, what's this look like? So essentially we're transferring the guts of this into this case. That's basically all that's going on here. And something else I've noticed is, despite me ordering the same color phone, the actual frame is not the same color. So that's another reason why, even if I get it, sorry, I was looking at music there. That's another reason why, even if I do get this to work, I'm probably just going to go with the other phone at this point. But anyway, right, okay, let's see if we can get this out without ruining it. That does not want to come out. Yeah, no, that's not coming out for some reason. I really don't want to start prying at the battery. I really don't, but there must be something holding that in somewhere. I think in the meantime what I'll do is I'll go ahead and remove this bottom section. So theoretically, okay, oh, one more, there we go. If I just go ahead and remove that then. Oh, there's another one there. Can I just say, the effort required not only to do this, but to do this while filming it is something of a pain in the neck. Okay, that's the cover off. And then next, this must be the actual wee speaker. And there's the vibration thing. I'm speaking in extremely technical language here, I know. There we go. That's that antenna connector. Now, I don't see any screws or anything holding this in, so I'm going to try just prying it out and hope I don't regret it. There we go. Oh, that's just on with little spring touch pads. That's quite interesting, actually. It just goes on there. I realise I'm not in focus. I should try focusing this. There we go. That's better. You can see there's some little springy contacts. It's amazing the lengths that they go to. It's amazing just to get so much into such a tiny space. And then I'll just take out the vibration sensor, if I can. Actually, that looks like it's going to be fairly awkward, which is a bit concerning. This is the problem though, because it's amazing the lengths they'll go to make it fit in, oh for flip's sake, to make it fit into the smallest space as possible, but it means that maintenance like this is absolutely flipping impossible. I mean, even the last thing I changed a screen on was a couple of years back for a friend of mine, and I mean, back then, well, it's not even that long ago, but you know, it was a fairly old device, I think, and there is a lot less involved. You know, you could just change a screen module. You didn't have to completely dismantle the entire device like you do with this. I'm using metal again. I shouldn't do that. There we go. There's a camera module. At this point, when you start having to take camera modules out and take motherboards out, my expectation of success starts to drop significantly. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, at this point, you're not changing the phone screen. You're changing the screen's guts. That's all this is. Because I'm moving all the guts from one case to another, essentially. That doesn't want to come out of there, so I'm gonna leave it put for the time being. Well, no, I can't, because I really need that out now. So I'm gonna have to try and figure out how that comes out. And that really does not want to come out. Let's see. Let's try taking the battery out again. Right, let's see. What would the next plan of action be? I notice again I'm wandering off frame a lot, so I'm going to move this again. There we go. Right. I wonder what's under that. At this point, in anything less than a phone, I would probably resort to brute force, but I don't want to do that, not just yet. I have completely ruined the edge of whatever this is. Which means it's definitely going to be a single-use tool. I wonder, is this stuck in and does it require a small amount of heating to remove it? I wonder would that help matters, because I'm afraid I'm going to crack the edge of this PCB with all this prying. I will, however, get the screwdriver in there. Yeah, no, that's not helping matters at all. So what I'll do is I'll remove this camera module. That's the front-facing camera. There are a lot of cameras in this phone. I wonder what... No, you couldn't, I suppose. I'm sat in a very awkward position and my back's now starting to hurt. I should point out I don't actually know why I'm sharing some of this information with you, but I do that a lot, so I'll not worry about it. Ah! Now we're getting somewhere. Maybe. Yes, by the feel of that, I believe I probably should have heated it, I think. Because it feels like underneath there somewhere, there's going to be a big sticky pad. I think. I can't actually see what's holding it in place though, which is very inconvenient because I can't. Oh flap. I was supposed to remove the SIM card tray before I did this, wasn't I? Read the manual, people. It works wonders. I haven't got a pin nearby, so I'm gonna try and use wire instead. And I may have already screwed this up completely, but can you see what I'm doing? You can't see what I'm doing. Just as well, because it's a very unorthodox method. There we go. Oh, for flip's sake. You may notice that I'm starting to make noises more. There we go. Okay. SIM card tray is out. And now... Yes. Okay, motherboard is out. So that goes in there. This is already not worth it, can I just say? Like, I should just go and use the other phone, frankly. But I said I was going to do this no matter what, and no matter what, that is what I'm going to do. It is now 10:20, so that means there are about 4 hours to go before my bedtime. I'll let you work that one out at home. Anyway, if anybody heard me not even standing, sitting up here, talking to myself flat out, they would think I have gone completely stark raving mad. And they'd be right, frankly. This must be like a wee ultraviolet sensor, or not ultraviolet, ambient light sensor. And I've of course it doesn't want to come out. Because why would it make life easy for me? Okay, whatever this little thing is, it's prying up. That's some kind of photo sensor. A very teeny little one. Okay, that's that, I reckon. What the flip is going on with my voice? So far, we have a screen chassis with a vibrator motor and a light sensor in it. So we're already making progress. Next, I'm going to try and... See, what I'm going to try and do is strip everything out of this before even trying to make major changes on the other one. So let's go ahead and remove this. Is that going to come out? No, of course it's not going to come out. Why is that not coming out? If you can't tell, I'm starting to get a wee bit pissed off with this, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, stupid. There we go. No. The next question is, how on earth does that come out of there? I'm just going to gently... I should use this, shouldn't I? I'm just going to gently pry up the edge here. Yes. There's got to be an easier way of taking this out. There's got to be. Can you see what I'm doing? Ah, you can. That's an improvement. I do apologise that this isn't going to be like my star productions. You know, I'm not going to do loads of close-ups or special walkthroughs, because this is pretty much just me moaning about how awful phones are to repair now. That's basically all this is. So and frankly I can't be bothered to film it properly, I'm not gonna lie. I've said that 3 times now, and I would never say that phrase in normal conversation. So YouTube is already having an effect on me. Okay, let's see. I wonder, would it be okay to just set that in there? Can you see that? Yeah. I need a big screen with the preview. You know, because a phone isn't a big screen with a preview. But yeah. It's not like I don't have screens. There's 6 over here, just out of your shot, but none of them are showing what I need to see. No. Why is that sticking on that? This is actually a good excuse though for talking to myself, because I don't normally talk to myself, but in times of extreme annoyance, look at the state of that. At times of extreme annoyance when I'm fixing things, I have been known to make particular exclamations, shall we say. Out you come. Go on. think is that it? Is that it in? Yes, that's it in, I believe. Yeah, that sounds okay. So that's the buttons are in. Mostly. Just need to stick this speed pad back down now. And there we go. There we go, that's that. So we now have a light sensor, 3 buttons and a vibration motor in our device. I need to stretch myself. Right, why is this not coming out? And why is that not coming out? I'm gonna assume that they require heat. And I can't really go much further without getting those, which is annoying. I'm gonna quickly watch the video back. Okay, so in the video it appears that the front of it, which by the way in their video looks a perfectly lovely screen, and they're essentially ruining a good phone for the video, but oh well. So I shall get the heat gun out again, and I shall warm it a little. We'll go with that. We'll see what happens. Right. And in the video, he just pulls on it like this, and it just comes out. Clearly, I am not having such luck, however. Let's see. What's the next option? Do I dare try and pry up from underneath on a battery? I do, don't I? Hang on. What if I use this? At least it's plastic. This is where the image suddenly descends into, you know, you'll know this has gone wrong if there's lots of smoke and swearing and the video abruptly ends. Oh, hang on. Thought that was going somewhere just then, but I don't believe it is after all. The problem with these things is they work, but they're useless. They only work once. Forcing this really isn't working, if I'm honest. Of course, what I could do is just bend it in half. I mean, that would solve the problem, but it would probably also bend the battery in half, and that would not be particularly desirable. We'll ignore the battery again for a little while and try and remove whatever this is. I believe... I'm not sure what this is actually. Speaker, I suppose? Here we go. It's being a little less. Ugh. That's gross. Yuck. My pockets must be pretty disgusting, let's be honest. Have you seen the fluff in here? I'll let you see all the disgusting, gory details. There you go. I bet you feel better for me showing you that, huh? Well, we'll try and clean that off. There's probably some reason you shouldn't do that, but okay. And that goes in there. Okay. And now we return back to this battery. There is literally nothing else I can take out now. Excuse me. I don't know what to do at this point. I'm gonna be completely honest. Oh, that sounded like something starting to maybe go. So what if I just hold the pressure on at this corner for a bit? Will it slowly peel back? Or is the battery going to suddenly get a big kink in it? A kinky battery. Oh no, this feels so wrong. It feels incredibly dangerous what I'm doing right now. Ooh. Also, I'm getting white edges on all my little prior thingies. How have I done that? I don't understand how this has happened. And what's more, I can't get it out. Pliers are required. Let's see. Out you come. I wonder, should I apply a little bit more heat? Get as much heat as we can. Without blowing up the battery, theoretically. Oh, flip, I don't want to set that thing anywhere. Right. I also don't want to pull that tag off, because if that comes off, that is game over. There is no more removing this battery. That's just cracking the glass underneath. That's all that's doing. Why is it always goes so much smoother in their demo video? Why, when you go to a shop, you should always ask for the phone they use in the demo. They're much better than the actual ones. They come apart when you tell them to, and work perfectly the rest of the time. Come on. I will not be beaten by a battery. I might be burnt by one, but I won't be beaten by one. Come on. What if I slide this in? I know the jokes that are in some of your heads right now. Stop it. It's definitely coming slowly. Don't. Yeah, it is getting there. It is getting there. Oh, hang on. This battery is definitely not going to be in top condition after this. And I still think this feels incredibly wrong. Prying up on a, you know... It is essentially a piece of explosives. I mean, you wouldn't poke things into the side of a stick of... Well, I suppose you would, wouldn't you? I would, anyway. How long are we up to now? 50 minutes. 50 minutes I have been swearing at this. With mild YouTube swearing. I keep hearing things cracking and thinking, oh, it's coming, and then I realise it's just the glass on the screen, little bits of it cracking out and covering my nice bench and little specks of glass. Well, the pry things are no longer any use. So how about getting my finger in there? Don't. Oh flip, the whole label's peeling off underneath here. Wonder if I got something flat I could slide in under there. Oh flip, I've just bent the whole corner of it. Oh dear. Right, we'll pretend that didn't happen. I don't want to stick a metal thing with a sharp end on it down the back of a battery, but at this point I don't really have a lot of choice. I only have a very limited set of tools I can use in this situation. Oh, and the flippin' tabs come off. I can't believe that the hardest bit of this so far has been getting the battery out. I mean, why is that so hard? I don't understand why the battery is so difficult to get out. Or why it needs to be so difficult to get out. I mean, of all the bits of the phone, the screen and the battery are the bits that most people are going to be replacing at some point. Unless they just buy a new phone, obviously. Haha. We have a battery. It's Not exactly in factory perfect condition, if I'm honest. Right. Remove that. There's no point in having a little bit of adhesive. It's not going to stick any better than no adhesive, let's be honest. Not at this stage in the game. I think that's everything. I don't think there's anything else I need out of that. Shall I break it? I have broken it, making this change permanent and covering myself in glass. That was not a very smart thing to do, if I'm honest. Right. Okay, so I suppose put the battery back in here. I am not going to bother sticking it. Oh, glass. I am not going to bother sticking any of these things in, because I'm not. All right. Anyway, so I suppose the next thing to do is to try and remember what order these things went back in at, which could be easier said than done, couldn't it? There we go. Okay, that's in. Yes. So we'll put that in there. I feel like that should be in more than that. Don't. If I put that in backwards or something. Right. Okay, so that's something. I'm assuming this needs to be screwed down before I... Thermal compound should probably go there. I wonder, do I have any thermal compound? I mean, I'm sure it would be okay without, but for completeness sake... Oh, I've moved my microphone. I apologise. I should say microphones. If you haven't noticed, this is in glorious stereo. Why, you ask? Because I could, therefore I did. And speaking of things I can and therefore did, I cannot find any thermal compound, so we're gonna just pretend that that never happened. And just hope that it's okay, frankly. So I'll go ahead and stick this back down. When I say stick this back down, obviously I mean plug it in, because I've already made it pretty clear that I'm not actually going to be sticking anything down. Actually, I'm just noticing what my sound levels are like, because I'm talking with a low voice. I apologise. And I'm going to move my microphone to about here, I think. Oh, for flip's sake. Note to self, do not move the mic during a broadcast. It's not a broadcast, but you know what I mean. How about that? What's that like? Does that pick up my mumblings any better? Do you want to hear my mumblings at this point? Probably not. I could sing whatever I'm hearing in my headphones, but frankly I think you need to hear that even less. Okay. You know what, I'm going to leave the battery to last, I think, would be the cleverest thing to do there. Where are we looking? Am I still in shot? Yes, I'm still in shot. Well, might as well... Ow, I think I have a piece of glass in my finger. Where was I? Oh yes. Good chance to blow the dust out of the charger port. Was that this way up? Yes, it was this way up. Thank you for your confirmation there, viewer. Oh, I hate these. There we go. Let's see. Nothing wants to go in as nicely as it did in the other case. It's in, alright, whatever. Now, this... Did that go first or second? It's gonna go first this time. Yes, that needs to go next. I don't know if anybody that's watching this has ever seen that guy. Oh, I can't remember what his name is. I have a feeling it's Louis somebody or other. I'm sorry, whoever that is, but that does things like this properly, you know, like replaces tiny chips off motherboards and things. That would be incredibly cool to be able to do, but you must have the patience of, I don't know, some higher power of some description. That sounds really weird the way I put that, but you get the idea. That goes there. I will say I do like these. What the flip happened there? Something moved over to my left. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yes, these little rectangular connectors, they go on incredibly easily. I'm well pleased with those. Right. Does anybody remember where this went? Because I don't. And it looks like it should be going on now, but I don't know where. Oh, here it is. It does go that way, doesn't it? Oh, go on, would you? There we go. Okay. Was there a screw under that I needed to put in first? You know what? Frankly, I don't care at this point. Whatever screws I can find go in, will go in, and if they don't go in, you know what? I don't care. As I said before, this is my own phone. If you give me a phone to fix, that my attitude will be a little different. But because this is my own phone, and I've already got a new one. I've spent the money, and you know what? I don't care. Whatever. Does that go on first, or second, or last, or what? Okay, that needs to go on next. Brace for impact. Okay, battery's connected again. Battery is connected again. Everything else is connected up now, isn't it? There's nothing left in my, well, apart from the touch sensor. Everything else has now been connected, so we will carefully. Of course, I have to be careful now because the battery circuit is actually live at this point, which is annoying. Oh, flip, what was that? Right. Right. Screws. Hundreds of them, it looks like. In a lot of videos, if I'm editing, I would deliberately make them as short and to the point as possible. Obviously, the fact that you're listening to this now would prove that this one is not one of those videos. Oh, that's not going to go in there, is it? What was I saying? Oh yeah. Frankly, you have a skip button, you can use it. I'm not going to spend hours editing this. I don't care. What are we up to? 1 hour and 5 minutes now. Why am I telling you this? You've got a counter at the bottom of your screen. Read it. Have you gathered that I'm not in the best mood tonight? Some people take longer to pick up on that than others do, I will say. Some people think I'm extremely ignorant, and they're right, frankly. I'm not going to deny that. There are bits of the audio of this might need to be cut out at some point. Haven't said anybody's name yet though, so that's good. Ow. I don't think I'm even gonna re-watch this video. Pretty much all the time, if I post a video, I will spend a lot of time afterwards editing it and watching it and re-watching it to make sure everything is spot on. This is not going to be one of those videos. I realise I'm talking as though I upload a lot of videos. I don't, but when I do, I like them to be half decent, you know? So, a fair bit of editing time. Voiceovers, I must have, for like a 5-minute video, there's probably like an hour's worth of voiceover. Because I'll do out a script, and then I'll read so much of it and I'll go, no, that's crap, I'm gonna do another one. And then I'll do another one, and I'll immediately discover within like the first line something that sounds unnatural, or, you know, it's just not good enough, and then that'll be have to start again. And a lot of the time I just leave it recording the whole time, so there'll be a big recording, a raw recording of just silence and me shuffling about and things. That doesn't look like it's sitting right. Oh, that's better. Hang on. That looks like it should be going in there and it's not. Ah, there we go. Right. We are getting there. I only have 5 screws left. 5 screws left, come on. This is where I drop one, or I end up with a screw hole that doesn't have a screw in it. Or worse still, a screw that doesn't have a hole. I think that's worse, frankly, because you end up dismantling the entire device trying to find where the heck that goes. Or, in this case, you simply chuck the box and pretend... Screw? What screw? That's the best option. Oh, my back. I need to... I don't know, at whatever position oh, flip, I've got one spare screw. Oh no, I don't, there it goes. I don't know what position I'd be sitting in when I'm doing stuff like this, but I always end up with an awful backache afterwards. I'm sighing a lot. I don't know why I'm doing that. And this is where the SIM card tray does not match the rest of the frame. Yeah, that pretty much sums this up quite well, I think. There should be anyway. Yes, here they are. Obviously what I should do is, stick these all on and stick it all in because I have such faith in what I've done, but I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect it all up and then we're going to see if it's going to work. But I'm not going to glue it shut because, well, that can be done later, can't it? Frankly. Anyway, that's sticking quite well, isn't it? And by the time a case goes on that, it'll be fine. Right, I know for a fact that there is no battery in this, as in it's flat, not just that I've screwed it up. Well, I hope that I've not just screwed it up. You should have seen that there, that it did light up. So this phone that I'm recording this on has been on. Okay, I did just lose the recording there. I hope I didn't lose the whole thing, or this will have been a huge waste of time. But we'll plug this in anyway. Now, I'm gonna let it sit for a wee minute until it lights up. Is it gonna light up? Is it going to do anything? This is where I discover the charging port doesn't work or something. I mean, it's not a deal... It is kind of a deal breaker, isn't it? Oh. You could not make this up, honestly. Let's try this in an actual plug, first of all. What can I unplug? I can unplug the soldering iron. Okay, that is plugged in and it's not doing anything. Or it doesn't appear to be anyway. Oh no. What have I broke? You know what, I'm gonna try turning it on and just see what happens. I'm gonna guess it, yeah, it's just not going to, is it? Okay, so it won't charge for some reason. So there are 3 things I can think of that might cause that. One is the connector between this board and this board. The next is that this is a lot easier the second time round, isn't it? What was I saying? Oh yes, the next is that the battery. I wonder, is that supposed to be the other way up? I should have checked that, shouldn't I? Let me just rewind his video quickly. Oh no. That arrow's supposed to point up the way. I really, really hope that hasn't completely ruined that board, because that will, you know, that'll have really messed up my day, frankly. And that's putting it quite mildly, if I'm honest. But I said I wasn't going to cut bits out of this video, and I said I was definitely going to upload it afterwards, and that is what I will endeavour to do, frankly. Because I didn't sit like this with a camera over me arm like an idiot talking to myself for no reason. That's not something I do. Is that them all? Yeah. Yes. Come on. Aha. Now I have to completely open this all again. This is a lesson, you know, that you should just check things. Don't assume that it. I'm gonna start swearing soon. What was I saying? Oh yes. You shouldn't just assume that that's right, because, you know, why wouldn't it be? I should have learnt that lesson years ago, but it never really sank in for some reason. I don't know why. It's just the way I am, I suppose. Oh, screws fell out. Screws have fell out. Get you back in there, you old thingy. Oh, battery came out. Right. Oh, there she goes. Right. These are completely chewed up. They look like they've been chewed by a 3-year-old. In reality, they've been chewed by a whatever age I am year old. Just not directly, I suppose. There we go. Right. I suppose the sensible thing to do would be to plug it in now and see what it does. Wait, it's charging. Or it says it is anyway. Right, well that's a good sign. So I will continue with the reassembly. I will leave it plugged in. That may transpire to be a mistake, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, won't we? 1%. What's stuck under there? Nothing's stuck under there. Or nothing appears to be stuck under there anyway. Yes, air is stuck under there. Okay, I get it. You're much more intelligent than I am, whatever. Oh, I don't care. I'm gonna start screwing it. No. Are you enjoying my childish jokes? I hope so. If you watched this far, you must have something wrong with your head. I'm not gonna... it's a harsh truth, but it's the truth. I mean... Seriously, who watches... Oh, it must be at least an hour and 20 minutes by now. It's now 11 o'clock, which means I have 3 hours, roughly. Would I abandon the video halfway through to go to bed? Yes, I would. I am not the most wide awake in the whole world at the moment. Probably around about when I started doing A levels, I'd say. Oh, skip it. Won't let me skip that one. Where was I? Oh yes. I think it was around then I started to have the effects of staying up all night. Up to then I could pretty much stay up as late as I wanted and it didn't really have any effect. But I've been pretty much tired ever since, no matter how much sleep I get, so, you know. I sound like I'm talking like I'm about 50. I don't know why that's happening. But oh well. Also, looking at my VU meters, I appear to have gone very quiet, so I am making work for myself because I will have to go back and edit that afterwards. I shall normalize it and compress it to heck. And probably by the look of the waveform, some noise reduction will be required. So, as you listen to me now, I probably have a rather odd digital sound effect to my voice. No, I'm not a robot. That's just the noise reduction algorithm that I use. It's not really an algorithm, I don't think. Not officially. What makes an algorithm? Isn't an algorithm just a list of code, or is that part of AI and stuff? I feel like an AI would be able to figure out how to do this better than I have. Mind you, a 3-year-old could have figured out how to do this better than I have done. I'm gonna have to take that out again, aren't I? Are you able to see what I'm doing? No, you can just see my hands. I apologise. But, you know what? You've got a skip button. You can watch any video in the world. And frankly, if you've chosen to watch this, What time is it now? An hour and a half at least in. Well, I admire your endurance, shall we say, because me rambling for hours on end has got to be the most boring thing ever listened to in the world. But I won't. Oh! Caught it. Yeah. That doesn't go there. That's the wrong hole for that. There may have to be a censored version of this video. I'm just noticing the date on this phone. I haven't even had it a full year. Well, I have. I think. Just and no more have I had this a full year. I can't believe I dropped it. I mean, I have dropped a phone before, but like I literally launched it across the road. I've never seen anything like it. And it landed face down on some of those bigger stones on the road, and I knew in the past it had survived being dropped onto like tarmac and stuff, but when I saw that it had landed on stones, I was just like, oh no, please no. But these things happen. Yes, you shouldn't bend ribbon cables like that. Would you like to fix my phone for me? No, I thought not. Dear knows what you've found on it. Right. Take two. The screen on this is scratched up a treat because of the glass on this desk. That really was not a smart move. We're up to 5% now. Will we turn it on? Actually, I'm gonna move so you can see better. There we go. Can you see the scratches in the screen? It does appear to be booting. The only thing is, I know that, well, I'm pretty sure anyway, that the first thing this shows, is the password. Well, I can already tell it's not tapping things that I'm not tapping, but unfortunately that means I'm going to have to take it off screen for the first thing to show if the, well, there you go. That's working. I'll type in my password. That looks like it's working. Wow. That's brilliant. I'm pleased, but it does leave me in a very awkward position. Now that I've already bought another phone. Yeah, well, let's just check, I suppose. Anything else? Oh, look, there's all my notifications now. Well, does the camera still work? Battery too low, flash not available. Well, that's okay, I don't care. That seems to be working fine. Ultra wide is working fine. Switch cameras. That's working okay. Well, yeah, everything seems to be working okay. What are we up to? GPS. Oh, flip, there's GPS. That's working. There wasn't enough digits there for you to know where I live, don't worry. That's working. That's working. I don't know where the light sensor is in this, to be honest, but I think that's working. That's working. That's working. That's working. That's working. And now we've got an ad. I hate these ads. Just let me exit. Thank you. Well, I mean, I'm not walking, so what do I expect? Yeah. That seems to be that fixed. So yeah. Well, thanks for watching this very long, drawn-out drivel. What I'm going to do next, there's two options. I could go to the bother of taking the back off and gluing it on properly, or I could just put the case on and pretend that didn't happen. I'm going to leave that up to you to decide what I do next. Goodbye.